Well, guys, it appears that the TF2 community got punked by Valve. If you haven't heard the news, if you haven't heard about what happened, let me just summarize this real quick. So remember how TF2's blog post talked about an update-sized update that was coming this summer? Well, it got changed. With no fanfare or any kind of, update or any communication, as is Valve's typical situation, they just updated the blog post to say that it is a holiday-themed update. And we all got punked. We all got excited. I got excited. And unfortunately, we are no longer getting that update-sized update. Instead, it'll be the same as Smithmas and as Scream Fortress. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Actually, I'm lying. I am a lot disappointed, and I'm also kind of pissed off. But at the same time, alright, whatever. Anyways, it really is just disappointing news, and honestly, I didn't care that it wasn't going to be the heavy update. I knew that it wasn't going to be the heavy update because that would require just so much more. But, at the very least, we were kind of hoping to see some changes, either a new weapon, new weapon sets for anybody, really. It didn't have to be the heavy update, I'm sure that a lot of people were expecting it to be the heavy update. I think they were overhyping it just a tad bit. I don't think that the heavy update is ever going to come because it's just one of those things that would require a lot of just dedication from a lot of people. But that's honestly not what I want to talk about, all right? What I really want to talk about is all the people, especially those on Twitter, which, let me just tell you real quick, don't ever use Twitter. All right, don't ever use Twitter unless you want to give yourself a brain aneurysm. I only look at it because I'm curious, curiosity killed the cat, and honestly, Twitter kind of makes me want to kill myself. But anyways, that's besides the point. So if you do go on Twitter, then you'll notice that there's a lot of people, both in the TF2 community and those who hate the TF2 community, talking about how it's once again another situation of people overhyping an update. What was there to hype about? No, seriously, what was there to hype about? It literally said on the blog post it was an update-sized update. This isn't our fault if we got excited, because, those were very real words coming from... Sure, it was going to be a community update, but it was definitely going to be a big update. We were either going to get weapons or something like that. Now that it's a holiday-sized update, they changed it, They changed it. They didn't give any kind of announcement. It was nothing like that. They just changed the behind the scenes, and now we all look stupid. Is that our fault? No, of course not. We were expecting a full-sized update. That's what they promised us, and now they took it away 1 week later. So to everybody who is saying, hey, this is once again the TF2 community overhyping something, we literally did not hype anything. They fucking baited us, all right? They made us believe that there was going to be a huge update coming for Team Fortress 2 in 4 months, and now that's gone. And yeah, I'm a little pissed. And really, that disappointment is what's making me pissed about everybody just talking about that, saying that we overhyped something, because we didn't. We just really wanted that update, and they said it. They said it in an official fashion. So yeah, you know what? Sorry for us getting overhyped. I guess it doesn't affect you at all. So why do you even fucking care? Anyways, enough about that. That's just me venting, really. But let's get into a little bit of speculation. Why? Why would that happen? Why would something that somebody at Valve was for sure wanting to happen, but for whatever reason had to be reeled back? Well, honestly, I have two theories, okay? So my first theory, and one that I think is the most likely of thing, is that they announced it thinking that they were able to for sure get enough resources from Valve to be able to push an update-sized update. However, in about a week, for whatever reason, things changed. Maybe some new project came out, and because of that, people who were originally going to work on this update could no longer work on this update. Because after all, Team Fortress 2, while it is one of Valve's biggest games, unfortunately isn't the most popular thing to work on. And more than likely, you're risking your job on working on a project that isn't going to make Valve billions of dollars. So I'm sure that they had to reel things back in because things changed. Unfortunately, that's what happens at Valve. Things change all the time. It is an unfortunate thing about the way that Valve works, and because of the office politics at Valve, unfortunately, that's just the way that things are. Ever since Half-Life 1, dude, they had 80% of the game completed, and then they scrapped it and started working again because they weren't happy with it. That's just something that happens at Valve. And it doesn't matter at what point in the life cycle the game's at any point, any project can be cancelled. I'm just glad that this project wasn't cancelled, and it was just placed as a regular holiday update, which is kind of unfortunate now, hearing myself say that, the fact that holiday updates are what are the norm for TF2, so yeah. Now, my second theory is that it was just miscommunication. So whoever runs the blog, I'm sure it has to be some sort of community manager rather than some sort of project leader or anything, because they're the ones who, while Valve might be a little bit less traditional, they still have traditional roles at Valve, and some people are dedicated to community communication, while others are just developers. But another thing that happened, which I don't think is as likely, which is kind of funny, right? I mean, Occam's razor, if it's a simpler explanation, then it's more likely to happen. It was probably just miscommunication, where the person who works on the blog just, misheard or something, or just overhyped it themselves. And the reason why I don't believe that happened is because, there's not that much bureaucracy between the developer and the person who communicates with the community. Still though, it isn't really that far off. I'm not saying that it's almost like a 50 to 70% chance. It could honestly be put up to a coin flip. But anyways, that's all I really have to say about this. I'm just disappointed. I really wish it would have happened. I'm sure that something behind the scenes at Valve happened that prevented us from getting that update-sized update. But at the very least, we're getting something that's not Smithmas, that's not Scream Fortress. The community is able to make cosmetics that are more generalized than not. We're gonna get a couple new maps that are probably gonna be permanent. And weapons are probably not out of the question. They could still very well happen. We're just not going to get any balance changes. We're not going to get any reworks of weapons. I'm sure we're just going to get new weapons. They're going to be balanced for a while, and then we'll just get the same radio silence from Valve. But, we're already kind of used to it, but at the very least, the community is going to come together for, one more update. Now, if only, the bots could get fixed, but of course, that's even more of a fever dream. I personally think that we're more likely to get the heavy update than getting the bots fixed, but whatever. If you found this video interesting, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. If you'd like to see more content just like this, make sure to subscribe. I know I haven't been uploading recently. I've just been really busy with personal stuff. I've also been trying to work on my second channel, TF2 Guides, where, I make guides for new players, as well as competitive players. If you're interested, check out the channel. There's a link to it right there. And if you'd like to support this channel or that other channel, I do have a Patreon in the description. Thank you so much to my fellow patrons, and I will talk to you later.